You have the stories ready, Kendyll?
Yeah. It was only 8 minutes.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Welcome, everybody, to Bad Potato Salad, the show where Mike and I judge random strangers on the internet. Help random strangers on the internet. I don't know exactly how you would describe what we do.
It's public service is what we do. It's a gift.
We're just doing this for 10 years to get our student loans forgiven. That's what we're doing. We'll work for public service for a little while. Our beautiful wives read us stories they find across the internet, and Mike and I react to them. We don't read the stories pre-show. They do, and then we just kind of go blind at it, react to them. Joining us today will be our beautiful wives, Kendyll and Alana. Kendyll and Alana!
Hi. Oh, we got applause this time. Yay for us.
All right. No, you guys don't clap for yourselves. That's that's superficial if you do that. So we are going to also just a quick note here. If you haven't been following along with the podcast, you can do that because we are on every social media platform. We're also on every podcast platform: YouTube, Apple Play, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. Everywhere you can get podcasts, you can get us yelling in your car. And I think that's important.
We'll even ride in your car and just reenact it.
For one lucky guest, we will get in the backseat of your car and we'll
do the podcast while you drive live.
We'll call it surprise Uber.
Yeah.
We should do this from the back of an Uber one time. Just get into an Uber. Yeah, just get into an Uber.
Just drive.
Just drive.
Alana and I will be in the trunk.
Yeah. I like where you're going with that.
This is smart. So Kendyll and Alana are going to give us two choices to choose from on this first story. Here we go. Kendyll, also, you asked me about the dirty stories today. Are we going to get some of those?
I did. Well, I think I got one of your favorites for the end. I think we're going to.
Is it the one I sent you?
No.
Okay.
The one you sent me was horrific.
All right. Yeah. So I didn't know that one. Someone said, "Have you ever did this story?" And I was like, "We've never done this story." And then I said, "Send it to me." And then he sent it to me.
Yeah.
And then I sent it to you. I didn't even read it.
Yeah. You didn't need to or want to.
She just told me the title of it. And I was like, well, I don't know.
No. Nope. Okay.
All right. Let's do this.
So here's what we have today. Here's a couple options. Am I the asshole for thinking about divorcing my husband for cheating on me with cake? And cake is in quotes. Or am I the asshole for booking a holiday at the same place my sister will be on her honeymoon?
What do you think? I'm really curious.
They both sound good.
Yeah.
They both sound good. I'm curious on the cake one. Do you mean actual piece of cake?
Well, we're going to have to... Oh, story moving, Mike. We're going to have to read it to find out, Mike.
All right.
Okay.
What do you think? Well, then I think we have to read what cake's going to be.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we can do both of those because I definitely, without even reading the second one, that lady is the asshole.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean? But I'm very like as a fat kid, a former fat kid, I love cake. So I'm like, you can cheat on people with cake? Like I'm super.
I'll do it.
Okay, so.
Wait, well, what if it was like the stripper? He's like, well, she came with the cake.
With the cake.
So I thought it was just cheating on my diet, not my marriage.
Yeah, what I was thinking is I didn't know if you meant like it was a term or something like cake. Like
we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna find out. All right, let's do it.
Okay. Am I the asshole for thinking about divorcing my husband for cheating on me with cake? I, female 32, just found out that my husband, male 31 of 3 years, has been cheating on me, and I don't know for how long. The past few months have been really rocky. I struggle with my mental health. I'm diagnosed with depression. I take medication.
I don't like that you're laughing about this.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because she starts off with this, and then it's like, where do we get to the cake?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, had a bad month. And my husband has always complained when I am in my off times. And not in a toxic way, or so I thought. He just always said he felt disconnected from me during these times. So I've been going through one of those times. And this time, he seems much more content than normal. I thought it was because he was beginning to be more understanding.
I love that she's like, he could be more understanding, or it could be a red flag.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't thinking that he was growing as a person.
Yeah. This is too early. It's too early to call.
For sure.
I don't even have a feeling yet.
One night while we were in bed, my husband went to take a shower, and I begrudgingly decided to snoop on his phone.
Begrudging.
That's the word.
How many stories have we had where someone accidentally went into someone's phone. Or
I swiped it over. I accidentally typed his passcode and it wasn't right. I scanned his face while he was asleep.
Grabbed her face.
Accidentally.
I hated it. I felt so bad about it, but I let my intrusive thoughts get the best of me. To my surprise, I found an interesting name in his Snapchat conversations labeled Cake. It's pretty normal to give people nicknames on Snapchat. Is that a thing you can do?
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Okay, I didn't know that.
What is Snapchat?
So I didn't panic at first, but the Bitmoji was a woman. And then I went through their chat. Most of it was empty, except for one saved that had an address and a number. I looked up the address and it was an apartment building about 20 minutes away from us. This was on my mind the next day. I tried to brush it off and told myself I was overreacting, but I just couldn't.
She was like, please let this be a pastry shop.
but also, why is he sticking his penis in the pastry?
If only this is about actual cake.
So I ended up going to the address and knocking on the door. To my surprise, Cake was the name of a woman he had been hiring to have some fun behind my back. I was crushed.
Wow.
Couldn't believe my husband did that to me. When I got home, I waited for him to get home from work. I confronted him. It went something along the lines of me screaming at him for effing some random girl named Cake. He told me it was my fault. I haven't been loving to him, and he was feeling alone and vulnerable.
Good for him.
I mean, who hasn't binge eat cake whenever they feel sad?
Yeah.
I mean, who hasn't?
He wanted his cake and eat it. And pay for it.
That's awesome. That was well timed.
Yeah.
So it just says, really? Cake? A girl named Cake? I just don't know what to do. Should I divorce him? And then the first comment says, you should divorce him and let him know by writing it on a cake. A sheet cake.
That would be awesome. Like a
shit cake.
Like a cookie cake.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would...
Man, so Cake
is apparently
a woman.
a lady that he
is a lady of the night.
Yeah.
Like a hooker, yeah.
A lady of the night.
I think that's the nice way to say it.
That's how it ends in the...
Yeah, that's it.
Really?
That's it.
Yeah, divorce him.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, clearly, she's not the asshole
No.
for not wanting to be with somebody who's cheating on her with a food.
Yeah.
With the food. I always think it's fascinating when these people, like when we read these things and then the men are always very much like, oh, but this is your fault because you left me alone or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine like getting caught in that scenario and then trying to flip that. Oh, you're mad at me about this?
Yeah.
You're mad at me.
Right.
I have to sleep with someone and pay them named Cake, and you're going to blame me.
Yeah. Do you know how my dental bills have been this last?
I'm diabetic, for God's sake. And now this.
Yeah. So
You're going to hate my new girlfriend, Insulin. You didn't love Cake.
you didn't love cake.
Wow. Okay, so I'll start. I'll say not the asshole, because if your husband's cheating on you, obviously if you're trying to make yourself better by, getting diagnosed with all these things like depression, anxiety, things like that, having off times, and it's literally says in your vows for better and for worse. And sometimes you're not going to be at your best, and you need to be there for your partner. I feel like
Someone got soft.
I know. All of a sudden.
not my marriage.
Woke, yeah. Okay, woke Derrick. No,
Derrick.
that's right.
Stowy.
All right, don't call Derrick woke.
I'm sorry.
What's wrong?
I'm sorry.
She doesn't like that you guys are attacking me for being a good human.
That's
all right?
my father.
And part of me thinks that they weren't. That she's not the asshole he's not the asshole because he is outsourcing the work for her.
That's true.
She's discounting. She's having a bad month. He's
fair
like, let me
point.
take this off your plate.
Fair point.
Let me. But he's all. But then on the other hand, it's like a 2-part cheat because he's cheating and taking money to do it. So it's like a double.
Whoa.
Well, I didn't even think about that. Putting their
Spending
family
their
in
money.
Yeah, putting a family in a worse financial situation, just so you can get. When there are millions of women who will do it for free.
Right. And he's buying cake.
He's buying cake.
cake.
Yeah, clearly the asshole. Kendyll, Alana, what do you guys think?
Definitely.
She is not the asshole.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not the asshole.
She's not.
He is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although, and she also did go through his phone.
That's true.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, that if you're married, it's like
Mike was just kidding about that.
I was kidding.
Yeah. It was just because I panned away from him real quick when he said that, and like because you started talking, and I just want everyone to know like Mike was just kidding about that. Like clearly, my phone is an open book. If Alana wanted to go through my phone, and you could see
at any point, literally at any point in time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Why not? I have nothing to hide.
Except someone
Same.
named Cake.
Yeah. Because I'm way more creative with the way I describe the ladies in my phone. Get it?
Yeah, pussy pie.
Yeah. What did you say?
No, I'm just kidding.
He said, "Who's pussy pie?"
Ew.
Stoey, stop chewing on that.
She is eating the table.
All right. So that was that one. The other one was pretty funny too.
Yeah, that
it was not.
sounded
I don't
good.
know if it's funny, but it was definitely.
I mean, am I the asshole for
opinionated.
booking a holiday at the same place my sister will be for her honeymoon?
Okay.
It sounds like the sequel to like Forgetting Sarah Marshall or something.
Yeah.
Like sibling edition.
That's true.
I mean,
What would be the another choice?
oh,
there?
okay. Sorry. Would I be the asshole if I tell my nephew what his dad did? Am I the asshole?
Both good family dramas.
I love family drama.
Yeah.
don't know,
Ever
you
since
pick
we found out about Thanksgiving in Canada,
Yeah.
Mike's really been big on family drama. He just texted me random today. He's like, "So what'd your mom say today?"
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I don't. You pick. You pick.
So the one was telling my nephew what his dad did.
Yeah.
Let's find out. Let's find
Yeah.
out because this is a would I. They haven't
Would
done this
I?
yet.
Okay.
They have not done this
Yeah,
yet.
this is
we
a-
might talk them into this.
would
Would
All
I
right.
be the asshole?
Let's give them some guidance.
Yeah, we could talk him into something
Yeah.
terrible.
It is terrible.
I like that.
Okay. Would I be the asshole if I told my nephew what his dad did? Hello, all. My nephew has been working since the beginning of the year and has saved over $5,000. Because he is underage to have his own bank account, all of his pay since he started working has been deposited into his dad's, my brother's, personal account.
Oh, what could go wrong here?
About a month ago, my brother called me asking for help and confessed that he had gambled all of his son's money and lost it all.
Oh, gambled. Oh.
Wow. That's
I mean,
hearts all
you
just
gotta,
broke.
you have to make sure those are locks. You can't,
Yeah.
you can't just, you can't just be putting 12-team parlays together.
You gotta put
taking a chance.
winners in.
Yeah,
Gotta put winners.
he's like, yeah, but you know what? He's gonna really appreciate this when his bank account doubles.
Yeah.
Like, that's, yeah,
also, how did he save $5,000? Just curious.
yeah.
Maybe he's
How
a
does one do
surfer.
that?
Honestly,
A
dude, like
surfer.
kids these days, like they can make YouTube channels and make like some of the highest grossing YouTube channels are children's, like reviewing toys, and they're making millions of dollars off of
And their parents are also gambling it all away.
I hope.
Glad you said toys and not OnlyFans.
My nephew still believes he has $5,000 saved and is now starting to plan to spend it.
That's it's nice to believe in things.
This is going to be a great life lesson worth $5,000.
Yeah,
That's what I was just gonna say. He's
you
about
can't
to
put a
learn.
price on some
No.
life lessons. This one you can.
Yeah,
this one you can.
This one is 5,000.
But what if he took a loan out, hear me out, for $5,000 again,
Yeah.
and put that on like the Steelers or the Jets or something, and then he could win that money back.
Yeah.
That's simple.
It's really
that
is.
simple.
Really is. Okay, go ahead. Is that the end of the story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would
That's
I
the
be
end?
the asshole if I told him what his father has done?
Yeah. So I think you need to push your brother.
Yeah, you
to
gotta
tell-
go to the brother.
tell him.
Yeah.
Be like, you got to tell him because first off, the kid's gonna be crushed, but also like, if I tell him, and this is gonna cause a lot worse drama.
I feel like he's got to make up an excuse. I mean, the dad's got to lie.
Yeah. There was
He's
a
already
Nigerian
a
prince.
Yeah. Yeah, he can't. Oh, could you imagine? I mean, the kid will never listen to a word he says again.
No.
You know,
Yeah,
he,
that
if he
relationship's
tells him,
gone.
I gambled all your hard-earned money away.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, you're going to be mad at me about this? Be mad at Brett Favre. Yeah. He threw the interception, not me.
Yeah. Taylor Swift is
Yeah.
who you should be mad at because ever since she started coming to Chiefs games, they started covering, and that is bullshit. All right.
Is that true?
Yeah,
That is
they've been covering more than
that a
they've
good
been
thing?
winning. What's that? Not if
you
you bet
bet.
against them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not if you're,
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, would she be the asshole? And the answer is
Yes.
yes, she would be the
Yeah.
asshole because
Yep.
she's causing unnecessary. Because listen, it's not her
Right.
dog in a fight here, right?
Yeah.
So, but
It's a
she
he.
needs to. What's that?
It's a he, I think.
What?
Like an uncle?
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I thought it was.
I thought it was an uncle,
okay,
too,
maybe it
but-
was.
I have
So,
no idea.
so whoever it is would be the asshole for confronting the nephew. They need to confront their brother.
Yeah,
and
unless
tell him.
he's writing this saying that the brother's refusing, and then
right.
I think he has to.
Yeah, and honestly, like that's honestly what they should do. What every good sibling should do, just go straight to their parents.
Yeah.
and start some more drama up there, because then they're gonna at least be like, listen, like we'll put the money back in there. You're gonna pay it back, to him. But like maybe he never has to know about this. But also, I don't know if you can give another $5,000 to this guy.
Yeah.
Also, what are the child labor laws? Because really, how old is this kid? Because you can't get your own bank account before you're probably 16. But
Probably
like
16, yeah.
but I think you can get it like with.
Yeah, you can
Somebody.
get. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. They can have an account.
So does that mean this kid is like 14?
This has probably just been that dad's grift the whole time.
Oh,
That was his plan. I can't have a bank account till you're 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let
Not my
daddy handle.
rule. Not my rule.
Let daddy handle
Yeah.
it for
Yeah.
you.
Blame the FDIC. All right, I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, I got your money tied up in crypto right now. It's going good.
Talk to a guy down on Shady Avenue. Said we can't lose. All right, this is would be the asshole. What do you guys think?
Same. Tell the dad to.
Yeah.
Man up.
Or the wife, like if there's like a mom of
Yeah.
the kid.
We'll bring the mom into it.
Yeah.
Although that's probably going to cause a divorce, because if he's gambling his son's money away, she probably doesn't know about his gambling addiction.
That's a good
for sure.
point.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. He might have spent $5,000 on cake for all we know. He's got a cake addiction. Yeah.
He's got a real cake addiction.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think you got to the kid's got to know.
You know what I would do?
yeah.
I'd save it for Thanksgiving. Right at Thanksgiving dinner, bust that out. That's
Right
that'd
in the
be
middle.
Yeah,
time.
and then divorce your wife. This is
Well, she'll divorce him. All right.
last episode, episode 6. Everybody, you need to go check that one out, because that's probably one of my favorite.
That was one of the
for
best
sure.
stories
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it. Love it.
Awesome. Well, we're two stories in.
Yeah.
Two
Yes, we
stories
are.
in. This is a great time to remind you, if you haven't already subscribed to the podcast, now's the time to do it. Click like,
Cool.
subscribe, share, rate, review, tell your friends, tell your enemies. I don't care. You don't even have to listen to it. Just let it play in the background. We just need the views, you guys. This
Yes,
is this is we're making dozens of dollars a year doing this, and we'd like to make that tens of dozens if we can. If we can. So Alana just looked at me. She's like, "You guys are getting paid?"
Yours is in Derrick's account because women can't have a bank account. Don't worry, we're taking care of it.
It's well taken care of, babe.
Yeah.
I have a really good feeling about this game today.
$5,000. All right. Do we want to hear about the honeymoon?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do
might
it.
as
Let's
well.
hear about it.
All right. So, am I the asshole
Yes.
for booking a holiday?
Next one.
Let her
Yeah.
read the story.
Without question.
Am I the
This
asshole
is the show where Mike and I judge Kendyll.
for booking a holiday at the same place my sister will be for her honeymoon? It starts off snarky.
Okay.
Okay, this is a resort that can have like 1,000 people at once, so it's not like I'll keep running into them. She told me that she found this great discount deal because it's undergoing maintenance and it's off season. I don't like swimming in chilly weather normally, but I like the other amenities of the resort, and the location is somewhere I've always wanted to go. So I decided to take a look and found the same deal. Now my sister's pissed at me,
Yeah.
saying I'm stealing her honeymoon. I have no plans to be hanging out with or paying any attention to them. Am I the asshole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at the
Without
same
question.
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's weird.
Very weird.
Wait,
Yeah.
she also has like an update. I went to sleep. This had 10 comments. Now it has hundreds. I canceled the vacation with a fee. A lot of people are making all these assumptions about me. I don't understand why it's a big deal. I'm not the center of attention. It's not like I'm wearing white to my sister's wedding. I'm not in love with the groom. I didn't think it was a big deal.
Well, you were wrong. You were. I was to tell you this. You couldn't be more wrong. And it's also, they're also wrong, because who shops for deals on their honeymoon, right? Like that's the one time like
true.
you splurge on that trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Didn't you say somebody was off season?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
off season and under maintenance.
Yeah.
Who goes
Yeah.
to honeymoon and off season?
And the off maintenance.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Like I'm thinking.
Well,
Like, do you think off off season would be like Christmas time. Or
No,
something.
well, so it depends on where. No, Christmas time,
Depends
like
on
so,
where
like yeah, it depends
it
on where
would
you're going. Like
be.
so, like we go to Stowe a lot in the off season, like
Vermont.
before because we don't ski.
Right.
We just like the
Yeah.
the food scene there.
So
So like
what's-
we'll do that. Like,
what is
so,
the
like,
off-season of Stowe?
Off season's like March, April, May. Like when the ski resorts slow down, like they close, but they're like only open 1 or 2 days. Snow's all melting, but the restaurants are still open. So you can
Yeah.
get like a really good deal. And like, but it's on our honeymoon. For our honeymoon, she was like, she demanded that we went to Key West. And no, I'm just kidding. We did go to Key West though, and it was very nice and it was very
That was,
expensive.
It was.
We
Key West
couldn't go
is
on
West
our
is expensive.
Yeah.
We
actual honeymoon.
our
Yeah,
honeymoon
that was
was
way
in
expensive.
October to Mexico, so I feel like that's considered off season.
Does Mexico have an off season though? Because
Yeah,
it's,
we
it's
wouldn't.
warm there
It's
all year.
hurricane.
Well,
season.
hurricanes.
Oh,
It's
okay,
hurricanes.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So potentially something like that, but like finding a hotel, like okay, if the deal's good, that's fine. I'm okay with that because like honestly, weddings are super expensive anyway. So maybe they were like, hey, let's just do this. We're just go on
sure.
a trip, right? But also, yeah, if my sister would have been like, hey, you know that resort you guys are staying at, we got the room right because this is, and I don't know this person. This is a girl who has been given everything she wanted her entire life.
Yeah.
And I'm just making assumptions. And the one day that her sister was getting more attention than she was, she tried to figure out a way to make it about her.
Yeah, because you
For
think like
sure.
1,000 people sounds like a lot, but when you go to those resorts, you see the same people over and over again.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know. I did comedy at a resort one time and bombed.
Wait,
like,
hold on. Can you tell that story,
Yes,
please?
it's
Can you
so
tell that story? Start from the. Oh, I want the details.
Yeah.
So
it's
I
really
get
funny.
booked to do this comedy show down in Punta Cana.
Mm-hmm.
I only had to do one show. It's at a resort. I'm like, this is going to be the easiest thing ever. It was supposed to be on Tuesday night. To move it to Wednesday, I'm already bummed because I'm like, that's one less day these people can celebrate me. This is honestly what's in my head. Because you know, like you have a good
Yeah.
show. I'm like, every time they're gonna be like, yeah, there's that, you're the man. Like that's
Yeah.
all I think's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So go to do the show, and I was doing a lot of guitar stuff at the time, and they had no mic stand, so Kendyll had to hold the microphone for me.
Like a Catholic mass. Just,
I
hey, baby.
Sat in a chair and held
And
the
held
microphone,
up to my mouth.
because he was playing his guitar.
That's.
I was
and
too early in doing comedy to know the things to change. They had the food behind me.
Oh.
It was a buffet,
It was a
so
buffet.
people were like, I'm standing in front of a buffet doing comedy. And it went so bad that it was so painful to walk around that resort for the next 3 days. What I thought was them celebrating me was the complete. Every time somebody would recognize me, like I know, oh, that's him.
Yeah.
Like, and I made it awkward for everybody. It was so bad. Like
That's awful.
because normally if you have a bad show and you
Yeah.
bomb,
You leave.
that you call another comic on the ride home,
Yeah.
but you never see them again. This is bombing and then living with that crowd
For like a
for
week.
3 more days.
They all just treated Mike like those people outside of Walmart at Christmas time. Like,
Yeah,
let's
don't
don't
make
make eye contact.
Yes.
Just please don't look at him. He's
Yeah.
gonna. He might try to do crowd work on us right now.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, it was so bad.
Because like that happens on cruise ships too, right?
Yeah.
Because like on a cruise ship, like the comedian, like the first night, no one knows who you are, and they all see your show.
Yeah.
Like the second night, and then the rest of the week, like you really can't go out of your room because everyone's like,
Right.
oh, there's the comic. We want to tell you a story about our life, and we don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like that would be
And that's what made it worse because I was so naive. I really was so excited, and I thought, oh, this is going to be this is going to be a celebration of me, And did I get punched in the face?
This is the best vacation of these people's
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah.
Free vacation for you.
It was a
right?
free vacation, but yeah,
It cost us.
I would have rather paid. Yeah,
It cost us.
mentally.
yeah, oh yeah, a lot of therapy.
Yeah, at least your sister wasn't there too.
I mean, no,
Yeah, because she didn't book the same
Actually, my
resort.
sister was.
yeah, I ruined their trip too. Like, hey, you guys want to go to dinner? Like, we have other plans. They won't even hang out anymore. Yeah, it was.
That's awesome.
I remember we'd go down to the pool, and then I'd be like, we're going, like, we would go down to the pool, down to the beach, and then left to like another hotel's beach.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
And I 100%. I was like, I can't. Like, I was so
was
mortified.
mortified.
It was that
That's-
bad.
Yeah, I'd feel the same way.
That's
horrifying.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hilarious looking back on it now.
It
You
is
know
and
what I
it
mean?
isn't.
Yeah,
You
well,
know how it is,
no,
'cause you
not
do-
for
like,
you.
it's
Yeah, not
funny,
for
but
you,
it's also-
for me. That's really
Like,
funny.
I want to hug that boy. What I went through. I wanna hug
What
that.
about me?
I know. I agree.
Oh, here
I
we
agree.
go again, Kendyll. What about me?
Was I the asshole?
This
the
would be
asshole.
Mike's story. Was I the asshole for following my dreams in Punta Cana?
You're saying yes to Punta Cana. Yes.
Saying yes.
That's awesome. Well, that's funny. What's our next story? We got.
I
two
mean,
more?
Here's the thing. Do we have time for one more?
We do. Yeah,
we're
we're like 25 minutes, so like
Okay.
we're good on time.
we're good.
I think like a 35-minute. We want to
So-
We want this to be your commute to work. You know what I mean, kind of thing. You know, we're not Joe Rogan. We're not gonna give you 5 hours of material a week. But like, I think like a nice couple stories here. Just keep your life moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's perfect.
So I think. All right. Okay. Am I the? Here's the next two.
Okay.
We've got an option for. Maybe I have to do this one instead. Okay. Am I the asshole for stopping a playground from being built in my neighborhood?
Alana's like, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like, no, stop the playground.
Stop the playground.
Or am I the asshole for telling my sister told you so after she got lectured for feeding her parrot an all-seed diet?
An all-seed diet.
Yes.
I don't know.
If the parrot gets
Yeah, I
hurt,
don't-
then I don't want to.
Okay. No. Well. Okay. So it's either the playground being built in my neighborhood or the other
or
one is
Alana's gonna be sad.
no.
Wait,
the other one option is: am I the asshole for calling out a well-known celebrity for parking in a fire lane for over 2 hours?
Do they tell us who the
interesting,
celebrity
yeah.
is?
No.
Man,
Yeah,
then I'm
Okay.
go with the
I'm
playground one.
invested.
Let's
then.
go with the playground.
Yeah.
Let's go with the playground.
I hate when people do that. Like, I had a bad experience with a celebrity. Tell us who it is. Tell us who it is. We
That's-
don't- yeah. We don't want to know. Yeah.
Why did you waste my time with this?
Yeah. I'm trying to ruin lives here.
All right, Alana, you want to take this one?
Sure.
Do it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. This is right up her alley.
Holy moly.
This is right up her alley.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
It's. We're gonna love this one.
Love to stop a playground. She's like the villain in a movie.
She's the one melting the ice for the Mighty Ducks.
Wait, I'm the one what?
Melting the ice for the Mighty Ducks so they can't skate
So they
anymore.
can't skate.
Chasing kids out of her yard here. Goddamn trick-or-treaters. Turn those lights out.
There's this patch of undeveloped land that had been just sitting there for a while. Recently, it was decided they were going to finally do something, or going to turn it into something. There were a few choices put forward towards the community: playground for children, basketball court, outdoor gym.
Okay.
Barbecue pits, garden, dog park. Mm-hmm. So many good options.
A lot of great
here.
options
Yeah.
here.
A lot of great options.
The one that really caught my eye was a dog park. I have a dog, so to me it would be great if I lived right next to a place for pups to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I can campaign for it. I went around and talked to a lot of people and got their support. I posted online about it. Some of the people I talked to were against the idea because they didn't like it or wanted something else, but that is to be expected. Can't have everyone on your side after all.
So true.
But most people were
Always said
for
that.
it. A lot of people just assumed it was going to be a playground and didn't even know we had a say. Once I got the support, I went to the officials, and now the patch of land is going to be a dog park.
Woohoo!
Well, most people are happy. I've gotten some really negative attention from a few individuals, particularly Ben.
I love that she named him.
Yeah. She's like, the other story is like, we can't name the celebrity.
Yeah.
She's like, fuck Ben.
Yeah. His name is Ben, and he's an asshole.
Ben really wanted a playground for his kids. He says that it would have turned into a playground if I hadn't interfered.
If it wasn't for this meddling kid.
Yeah.
I pointed out that if he wanted one so bad that he could have done the same thing I did and went around to get support for it. He says that's unfair because he doesn't have the time or energy.
Because Ben has
Yeah.
kids.
Ben has
And now
kids.
his kids are going to have a lot more energy because they're not getting that playground.
There's nothing worse than like people who have kids and they like brag about having kids and how
Right.
they're like, oh, well, I'm a dad or I'm a mom and I have like no time to
Yeah.
do
You know, a lot of people are being proud of their kids is a real shame. It is a real.
Sons of
Not
bitches.
being proud, but like,
Would you just not pull
Yeah.
out? Like, why?
but, like I'm better than you because I have kids.
Also, before you finish reading this story here, because I'm really interested to see this Ben character get introduced, we should try to find stories about like HOA nightmares, because I bet you those would be
yeah.
electric.
That's true.
That's
We-
neighborhood drama. We should start going to town meetings.
We
should-
have our friend as a president of his HOA, and he's like, "You would not believe this stuff. We could get some for sure.
That's
Yeah.
I want
for
that.
sure."
Yeah, and he's like in a brand new community, so
Yeah.
it's like the Wild West, because like there was no rule, like they're just starting
building
out.
it,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah.
it's like
Okay.
even
All right.
crazier.
All right. Tell us about Ben.
Okay, Ben.
Okay, he says that once I learned that some people wanted a playground, I should have just stopped because kids are more important than dogs.
No, disagree.
When playground.
I
Ben
said
can't
that,
go down your slide today. But my dog just pooped. So.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet.
I said that since it's land for the community, then what the community as a whole is more important.
Yeah. She campaigned.
She forgot a word here.
Yeah.
What the community wants as a whole is more important than what he as an individual wants. And when I was going around talking to as many people as I could, only the minority wanted a playground, a basketball court, a garden, etc.
But you said only the minorities.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said too.
Minority.
Only the minorities wanted the playground. So I put my foot down.
Those minorities, they love a good playground.
If a lot of people didn't want a dog park and wanted something else, I wouldn't have been able to get the support that I did. There's actually more people with dogs than kids in the area I live in. There's also already a small playground, but it's further away and a bit rundown and old.
Ben doesn't like that one.
Yeah. No, I got to drive my kids.
Yeah.
Then he called me some unkind names, accused me of brainwashing and everyone into hating children, and someone about how it's a popularity contest, claiming that I'm a girl and I can bat my eyes and get what I want more than him, a middle-aged guy. And how my parents didn't bring me up right.
Jeez.
Wow.
Ben went for the.
Ben's like,
Yeah.
you know how far back this goes?
Ben's
This might not
sap.
just be about the playground.
Yeah.
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 My parents taught me that if I want something to go and fight for it. So I did. Am I the asshole for getting the dog park built because I wanted it more instead of a playground in my community?
No. She
No.
Norma Ray'd
No.
that shit.
Yeah, you know, she put a plan together
Yeah.
and executed that plan.
Yeah.
You know, sorry that millennials have more
Yeah.
free time than than you do as
Yeah.
with two kids. Also, something interesting in the story that I think was kind of glossed over by her. They already have a playground, so
Right.
why didn't they just take some of the funds and make maybe like a smaller dog park and put some of those funds back into like updating the other playground?
fix the and maybe a shuttle bus to get Ben's kids.
And maybe she should buy Ben's kids a scooter so they can ride
They
down
can
to
get
the
down there
playground.
themselves.
Wonder what he called her.
I know. What names?
Yeah. Dude, what do you think?
I think she's not the asshole. I think Ben's the asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, why don't you like your kids that much, Ben? You want to
She
just get them out of the house and let them
Made
go play at the
herself
playground?
involved.
Yeah.
Real
And if
grassroots.
He wanted, what he wanted so bad, then he should have involved himself.
What
as
were the
well.
other options? An outdoor gym? I think
An outdoor
they're
gym
both
would've
the
been
assholes
cool.
because I think they could have done even.
They're both the assholes.
Yeah. Was
You know-
a swimming pool not even mentioned?
No.
No, it wasn't. Those are expensive. Those make your HOA dues go up for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really definitely not the asshole.
Yeah.
And I think, there's some compromise that could have happened that didn't happen or whatever. But to attack somebody because like basically saying you're entitled because you got your way and I didn't get my way is pretty,
Right.
it's pretty entitled to say that, right? Like that's a pretty
Yeah.
entitled thing to say.
Yeah. Yeah, you should cater. And like you said, there's definitely those people. Like, you should cater. We have kids, so that should be. I shouldn't have to go
Most
say
important,
this.
yeah.
That should obviously be what we do with this because I have kids.
Right.
And
Right.
so, yeah, that you're right. That's not fair either because it's probably half and half
Right.
at an apartment complex, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what she should have done was been like, Ben, if your kids can beat me in arm wrestling,
Oh.
we can,
That would've-
Ben's like kids. I don't have kids.
Yeah.
It's like playgrounds.
Yeah, just
Don't
like
ask why.
playground.
It's just like
Yeah.
Well, Ben, we
playground.
can't make the playground because you're on a list, so we can't.
I'm gonna have to move if we have a playground.
That's that is. I mean, one of those things, man, where like communities, everybody has an opinion, and they all
Yeah.
think theirs matters the most, and it just doesn't. But also, if there was majority of the people in there that wanted the dog park, then yeah. That's what a majority is for.
Yeah.
Every time there's a presidential election, half the country's upset.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. If
Yeah.
you wanted to campaign more, you know what I mean?
could
you
do
could
it.
have. Yeah, you could have done that. So definitely not the asshole.
Or it's like when people complain about the election, but they didn't vote.
Right.
Right.
Also,
Ben didn't vote.
Ben didn't. But maybe Ben needs to make his kids go around door to door
Right.
and
look
get
sad.
support
Yeah.
for the playground.
can I
you know?
have more slides, sir? More slide? Just more?
Please, sir. Yeah, that would have been that. Yeah, Ben slept.
Yeah,
Ben slept on
and-
that one. Then he got mad when he didn't get his way.
Ben's a sore loser.
Yeah.
And if he really wanted to win, he should have made his kids walk with a limp.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, just really pull at the heartstrings, everybody. Like he really wants, maybe make him wear their ratty clothes.
If I'm Ben now, though, I go in different mode and I get a pit bull and I just keep my pit bull in the dog park and like ready to fight all day long. Like feed him like raw meat and just like have him on a big chain and then
Wearing a Mike Vick jersey.
so she can never use the dog park because Ben's dog is there.
Ben's dog is there.
Name it after her.
Maybe they should put a slide in the dog park.
Yeah. He should put a playground.
They should add a cat park too. Just to make it even worse for Ben.
Yeah.
Make it just for Ben, just to spite Ben.
And like a bunch of kittens playing would be so cute too.
That would be.
I mean, would be pretty adorable.
It would be adorable.
Yeah.
Cat park in the dog park.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Good idea.
Cat park in the dog park.
I wonder if Ben likes cake.
Now, were there any good comments on that?
A little bit. There's a lot of people saying like, no, you're not the asshole. But dog parks are terrible things to have.
Really?
I think because people that don't control their dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens a ton. Yeah,
Like, if you know your
dogs
dog's
get
an
off
asshole.
leash and they just let them run and our dogs did. Yeah, our dog's a
Yeah,
menace.
She said what?
She's a menace. Yeah.
Me?
So there we did it.
I think we did
did.
it.
I think we did it.
Let me just give you one thing.
Yeah.
One just not safe for work, just not even a story. Yeah, Derek, let's do it.
Hold on.
Let's do it,
Hold
Derek.
on. Kendyll said we're going to a not safe for work portion of the internet, which means we're back and it's not safe for work. We're ending with not safe for work. So if you're at work, just turn the podcast off now. If you're not at work, well, enjoy this.
Okay. This is going to be short and sweet.
All right. That's how I do it.
Yeah.
I secretly left a butt plug in me around my friends.
Wait, there's no other details?
Like secretly.
No,
For some reason I processed that as I accidentally left one.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay.
Secretly.
Okay.
It just basically is like I've always been a bit of a risk taker.
How would anyone ever know?
I went to my friend's house. That is exactly
good
what I
point.
said. I went to my friend's house for a girls' night, and when I went to the bathroom, I noticed I'd left it in there.
I
then-
noticed.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so they did accidentally leave it in?
Oh, in her bag, and then decided to
Oh,
put
oh,
it in.
oh.
Okay, sorry. Went to the bathroom, noticed
Who
I left
hasn't
it
had that impulse?
in my
Yeah.
purse. I was thinking the same thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, how do you just not
Yeah.
notice
Yeah.
it's in there? Isn't that the point?
Yeah.
Okay, I reached into my bag. I pulled it out. I felt naughty even looking at it, but I was like, heck, just do it. It was supposed to be a chill evening with friends. Before I knew it, we were heading to the mall, and I had it inside of me.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So she just
Been there.
Yeah.
Who hasn't been to church
Yeah.
camp?
Yeah.
You know, like that. So she had it in her purse.
And decided to put it in
Yeah.
to be naughty.
Yeah.
And then their friends were like, hey, let's go out. And then she was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's still in.
that
And then went out with it in.
that's like your house catching on fire and you're like, where's the gas? Like let's make this worse. You know?
Somebody did.
Yeah. I'm trying. I didn't know where you were going with that.
Like just make it worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she could have just left it in her purse.
yeah. It's odd to even, like, how did it end up in her purse and why was it in her purse?
I mean, she probably had her travel one.
Did they make travel ones?
I don't know. She probably has one for home
Oh,
and then one for the road.
It just seems
You know
like
what I
it's
mean?
either at home or in a suitcase if you're taking it somewhere.
Or in your butt.
But or in your butt. That's it,
Apparently. Apparently.
Yeah.
yeah. That's it. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I've never had one in, so I can't even comment on how that.
Well,
would
we're gonna
be.
change that.
Spoiler alert.
Or
It was
do-
mean.
Or have I had one in?
Or do I have one in
Yeah.
right now?
Wow.
Let's play two truths and a lie.
Thought that was a good
Also,
one.
if you're listening to this, we do appreciate you. Thank you so much for hanging out with Bad Potatoes Out, the podcast where we dive into the craziest stories on the internet. Also, if you don't mind telling us where the weirdest place you've ever encountered a butt plug would be, that would be awesome. If you could just let us know that in the comments, we appreciate it. Until next time, our faithful potato chefs. We should come up with a name for our listeners.
We should, but it should.
We
not
should
be
not,
Yeah.
but not on the spot. We're gonna do it not
Yeah.
on the spot. We are gonna do it, and in the meantime, you can like, rate, review, subscribe, anything you want. Also, if you want to come up with a name for what we should call the people that listen to this podcast, you can do that in the comments too. We'd love to hear that as well. So until next time, everybody, have a great day.